Welcome back to GeekSmart, ladies and gentlemen, with another video install video in my 2012 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Now this is going to be kind of a neat install video on basically a hood lift kit. What that means is I'm actually adding gas struts to the actual hood here, so it just pops up and holds up by itself without using the little stick that's always provided underneath the hood. Now, a lot of vehicles today have this pre-installed at the factory. The Wranglers don't. It's actually really nice and really handy, especially if you do a lot of engine work or you go in there and do all your oil changes and work on your vehicle regularly. Just makes it easy and fast. And I thought, hey, why not? So Rugged Ridge actually sent me this guy over to install and show you guys. I did the install already. It's already installed here. I recorded everything and the audio wasn't working properly. So I'm going to basically walk through it step by step and kind of voice or video over, I guess, my video here with actual me putting the pieces on. So yeah, let's go ahead and get going. So these are the pieces here. You can see there's the gas strut on each side, and it does come with the full set. The only thing that my kit actually was missing was an additional washer for back here, which I'll show you here in a moment. When I actually found out when I was actually tightening it, that's when oh geez, and I had to pull it back off and put another washer on. But that's the pieces it's going to come with. It's going to come with these L brackets here, which actually fit directly onto the existing holes and line up with various pieces here already on the body. There is no drilling. There is no additional accessories other than a few wrenches that you'll actually need. So you get the struts, you get the brackets in above and the brackets below with all the bolts and stuff. Thankfully, the struts actually come with ball heads that you can just standardize ball heads rather than the ball heads that are actually attached here. So there are actually washers in that bag, so I actually ganked a couple of those washers and put them on there. So so you do get everything, but in my kit I was missing one washer, which was a little interesting. But let's go ahead and I'll show you how to get a little closer on each one of these guys. So the first step was installing this bracket here, which it doesn't have to be the first step, but I did both of these lower brackets and then both the upper brackets. And as you can see, that they do line up with the factory bolt here and factory holes here. With this hole is already put in here, it's actually empty on this side, and they give you the bolt to actually go through, tighten down the nut. You do want to make sure you put a washer on both sides of this bolt. Otherwise, the hole actually in this bracket is a little wide for that nut on this side. So that's one thing. This little eye bolt as well also comes. You do have to actually install that. You could actually install that before putting the bracket on. I just did it in order. Actually installed it after I had the bracket all lined up. Once that's all together there, then we actually switch over to the other side. So this little switch or relay or whatever this is, this piece down here is actually using this hole where this bolt is going. So they actually have a little plastic cap in there. We do remove that little piece of that little plastic holder there. Once we pop that out, then just kind of let this lay down. And then we actually work on putting this bracket in just exactly how we did the other side. There's no difference. Same bolt on this, washer on this side, washer on the opposite side, except for we are going to actually put this switch back onto that rather than letting it just lay there before you put the washer and the nut on this side. Same thing with the eye for the gas shock. We're going to actually put the actual eye bolt on, tighten that nut down as well. There's actually no washers needed for this. It's just the eye bolt and the lock nut. It does have a locking washer nut. And then of course the same body screw here as well. So that is all we need on that account. Now the uppers look a lot trickier than they actually were going in, because there is that slot, as you can see, and that slot is just big enough to angle this guy in. So what we have to actually do is attach the back piece to this metal bracket, which I will show you here. The back piece attaches with the two bolts. Make sure you do put the washers on the bolts, just like the instructions actually say, and just put a couple threads in on one of them. We don't need to put the second bolt in just yet. We just use the one bolt and just slightly thread it in, and we're going to actually push it up into the hole to kind of squeeze that backing piece up into the hole. Takes a little bit to get it up in there, but once you do finally actually get it up in there, you just kind of line it up, tighten the screw down a little bit more so the backer never actually falls off, and then we have to find the second hole for the second bolt and get that to line up and attach properly. May take a little longer, obviously a little bit of finessing. Obviously you can see here on the bracket the L goes up towards the, I guess, the front of the vehicle. So we'll want to watch that to make sure we put the brackets in the right location. But once they're in, they're not too difficult. And of course, just like the other side, we're gonna follow the same procedure. Loosely thread on this top one. I mean, you can do the top or the bottom. I just liked using the top because then gravity kind of helps you line up that bottom one. Just thread it in. Make sure you use the washer. Then push that little backer piece into that hole decently, I guess, and try to fidget it in there. Once we finally get it in there, tighten it down a little bit, and then find that second bolt hole and thread it down. The eye obviously comes pre-attached, so we don't have to worry about that on these, so that made it fairly easy. But yeah, then we can go on to the gas shocks. Now the gas struts here actually, they pop on real easily, and they just pop onto the eye bolts that we actually put on both the top and the bottom. While, you know, obviously we've been holding the hood up with the standard latch, you may have to actually lift on the hood slightly, but you'll pop one side on and then pop the other side on, and then we do the exact same thing on the other side. So the same thing on this side. We're just popping these onto the eye bolts. You may have to lift the hood a little bit to get the pressure so that it's on it properly, because these gas struts will want to stay expanded. It's just the leverage in the weight of the hood that allows you to actually close it decently. But once they pop on, then you can actually lower and put down the actual the stick, and now we have a functioning hood. So you may still have the stick. The stick will actually hook onto it, but once it's up, the stick is good to go. You can put that away, and now you have a hood that will hold itself. The gas struts are actually definitely powerful enough to push this hood up. However, they're not too powerful enough to have a lot of push when it's actually in the lowered position. You still have to lift up a little bit to get it to kind of cycle up. So you're not getting too much. This spring is actually what's holding the hood up when you actually put it down here. Otherwise, you can close the hood up, and she's good to go. So that is Rugged Ridge hood lift kit, the gas strut lift kit for the JK Wranglers. I want to personally say thank you to Rugged Ridge for sending this over to me to review and test out and show you guys. I will actually have a full review on my review channel as well. Obviously these are all install videos here, and I apologize for the audio mishap. I'm gonna triple check everything in the future, that's for sure, because that's the first video I've ever actually done where the audio didn't happen right. So hopefully the video actually turned out good. I'm just going to do all this post-editing and mix all the videos together properly. And if you have any questions, if something wasn't displayed properly, let me know. Put it in the comments, and if I messed up, I'll definitely push up, because I have the videos shot of everything just with no audio. So with that said, thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you comment, subscribe. Check out Rugged Ridge. I'm going to put a link directly to Rugged Ridge at the top of the description, so you can see all their fine products, because this is just one of tons of stuff that they offer, and just one of many things that they offer that I am actually going to be reviewing. So awesome product, especially for people that actually do a lot of interior or in the engine work. Holds it up, and you don't have this stick literally sticking up in the middle of the engine compartment. It opens everything up, and it gives you a lot better access. So thanks for checking us out. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing the video. And of course, thanks for supporting GeekSmart. We will catch you on the next install.